Hello there, General Kenobi, and welcome to another episode of Natural Nerds. We're a large group of best friends that quickly became family and live all over the country. Refuse to let that stop us from doing what we love. Tonight, we are back in Ixalan! And they have finally gotten to land. They have just docked. Now, if my players could please volunteer a tribute.
Flicker.
I vote Flicker.
What the fuck?
I vote Levi.
I vote Levi.
Okay. It's 2 and 2. All right, so who has the highest dexterity modifier between Flicker and Levi?
Come on. 2.
What's yours? Flicker?
That'd be a 2.
2?
Yeah, +4.
Okay. So, fortunately,
Oh
Flicker,
man. Oh.
Damn it.
lower one.
Son of a bitch! Okay. Okay. For the last time on Dragon Ball Z, we're in the storm once again and getting bombarded by waves constantly. Not looking so hot. And in a desperate maneuver to get out of the last wave, Flicker has Levi go drop the anchor to get a little drift on the ship, but no avail, and I forget for what reasons, but she goes down, and Flicker has a glimpse at a true form of Levi. But with his quick thinking and his keen mind, he decided to do the roar again somehow with Levi because she came back somehow. I forget.
No, it took all of my magic to be able to do this roar.
Gotcha.
And that's
There we
when
go.
I went down. Yeah.
Gotcha. See, that's why I don't do recap. After that, and finally getting out of the storm, we make dock at Fort Duran, where Paxxus and Flicker leave to go find a much-needed bathhouse. And the story so far.
I
Okay.
feel like we forgot something really important.
I also was going to say.
Something to do
Probably
with,
did.
overboard.
Oh yeah, fucking Calaia went overboard for the longest time. Yeah, that happened.
She got better.
Yeah, I like that. IRL, you're married, and you forgot that your wife almost died.
Yeah,
Let me just point that out.
yeah.
I know.
I'm
I'm
just
just
kidding.
sitting here like, really?
Love you,
Really?
babe.
Nah,
If he says
I'm
the
kidding.
road so far, if he says the road so far, I'm gonna be pissed. He's like the road so far. I'm like, wow.
Okay, so that being said, last we left off, Levi went back onto the ship to have a discussion with Ludwin, and that is where we'll pick up quickly, and then we'll discover this new city.
So I go back onto the ship and I glance around, looking for Vraska. Anywhere on the ship? I know she was just speaking with Flicker, so I presume she's on deck.
No, she's gone.
Okay, I don't see her there.
She's not on deck. No.
Okay. So I'm going to, upon glancing around and not seeing her, I walk, hold on. I walk, below deck, keeping an eye out for her on my way as I find Ludwin.
As you're walking down the hall, um, Vraska's door is cracked open, um, so you can presume she's inside. But where all the rest of your doors are locked. Um, you continue down. You find at the end of the hall. You find the kitchen or the galley, I believe they call it there. And Ludwin and Jeremiah, and Madame Duvant are all just sitting, sipping tea and coffee, and having the closest thing to pastries that they could muster. It's like a fruit bread, almost c- essentially like a banana bread.
When I get downstairs, I'll look around and say, hello, everyone. Madame Duval, is there any shopping you may need for anything you need for the kitchen while we're here?
I am so glad you asked, darling. And they reach into their corset and kind of wiggle around, and you can see that there is clearly a very large pocket because half their arm kind of just sticks in.
Mhm.
Um, Clearly designed by Ludwin, and they're just kind of putzing around trying to find, and you see like grab a couple things, and no, okay, and pulls out a piece of parchment, and it's about an inch wide, but it's super long, and just unrolls like a little scroll. And it's probably about a foot long of just various groceries and things. Here you are.
Okay. And I'll roll it back up and put it within my own pouch. Is there anything anyone else may need from town if you're staying on the ship? Jeremiah, Ludwin?
If you find a jeweler or a tailor,
Mhm.
let me know.
Yes, absolutely. Ludwin?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like choking on banana bread, trying to get. He was trying to talk at the same time, and Crumbs, and you see he's like turning red from choking, and just tries to grab some tea and just throws it on his face, and eventually coughs everything up. Right. If you find I don't know, maybe like some herbalist shops, a library, lots of books. Uh, hmm. You know what? Survey the area. Come back. Let me know what they got.
Certainly.
Different kinds of shops. See what they got. Uh, yeah, that'd be great. You know what? Don't even worry about that. I'll just
Mm-hmm.
go on a little venture.
Yes, naturally.
All right. So I'm good, thank you.
Yes. Now, do we trust Vraska? How are each of you feeling? You are some of very trusted advisors.
They all kind of share a look for a moment, and Madame Duvant is the first to speak in their minds. Well, darling, we don't exactly put our lives in our hands,
Mm-hmm.
we should say, but she seems to, appears to, share the same goals for now.
Yes.
And as far as that is concerned, trust is not necessarily an issue there. Now, once we reach our destinations, might be a different matter altogether.
Yes, I do agree there. I have some worries of what may happen if we leave the ship unattended for too long.
The three of them give a joint stare at you, as if they couldn't fathom such a preposterous worry with the three of them staying on board.
Well, yes, I wasn't quite sure if everybody intended to stay on board or.
Right, we're not stupid.
Yes. Well, I will head to town and do the shopping.
Perfect. I'm sorry. It's been a long, stressful day. I did not mean to be, how do you kids call it, sassy. Alright? I'm
I
sorry.
expect nothing less from you, Ludwin.
Alright, fair. But on a serious note, it'll be guarded. Don't worry.
Yes, yes. Well, I will be heading to town then.
Alright, off you go.
And I walk back up to the deck and misty step once more across to get to the docks.
'Kay.
And
Simple
I
enough.
will be walking into town. And
Okay. So, the rest of you. Una momente. Boom. Okay. Hello, cat. So, um, as you move on to the. Where's the boat? The ship is not there. All right. Well, regardless, after you dock, as you're heading off, you again you notice there's not very many people around. Just a few workers over at the ship house, the boathouse. Um, and even though this is a fort, it's very lackluster as a city. Um, and it seems really just more of a fortified structure, a fort. That's really what this is, a defensible point of for either invasion or incoming attacks, things like that. And as you kind of look around, you see a decent amount of the city, from what you can tell. And again, it's relatively barren. You see several guardhouses, um, and then off to the distance, over in the northeast sector of the city, or northeast for the map. It's actually necessarily northwest. I apologize. But over in that section, into kind of pushing into a small hillscape, is the front of the actual fort itself, the gatehouse and um, the guard towers that lead towards the actual fort. So, Paxxus, Flicker, and Calaia. What are you guys doing?
I, for one, am looking for the harbor master.
Okay. So, um, as you head over to the boatyard or the boathouse, um, pull over. Well, yeah, pull over. Pull aside one of the workers. Um, is this kind of rough looking fellow? Appears to be human. The brown, scraggly, relatively short hair, um, and filthy clothes. You can assume it's just work clothes. You're not entirely sure, but they're kind of made of burlap. The shirt itself, um, and there's a couple patches and rips and tears, and then it has you know normal cloth trousers. Moving a couple boxes. Right,
Well,
can I
friend.
help you?
Yes, my crew and I just watched in as detritus from that wayward storm. I'm looking for the harbor master to settle up for the foreseeable future.
Well, Harbor Master ain't here right now.
Darn. Is there someone I can talk to in order to make sure that no one makes off or detains our ship?
I mean, you're talking to me, right?
Inside, check.
Sure.
Because I am not going to leave my hard work to some ruffian. Paxxus out requies. Of house requies. Doing an insight check. Ooh. You. It's a natural 10 or a 14.
14. Okay. He's being genuine. He seems rather dull and just very to the point. Doesn't really seem to care much either way.
Well then, friend. What is your name, by the way?
My name?
Yes.
It's been a long time since anybody asked me that. I think it was Jimmy. Maybe it was Tom.
Paxxus raises an eyebrow.
Tiberius? Let's go with Timothy.
You kind of look like a Davy to me, but
Hey, you know what? I like the sound of Davy. That's fine. Let's go with Davy.
I'm just going to glance over at Calaia and then back to Davy. Davy,
Yeah, that's my
oh,
name.
that it is. Just call me the accountant. And I'm just going to gesture to the captain. By the way, Flicker, are you wearing the hat?
I don't think there was a hat.
Good. I'm just going to look at the rest of back to Davy. This is the Captain Flicker. I am his accountant and the one who settles the bills. I'm going to adjust my glasses. Is there any way that is there any type of fee I can pay you, or a way that we can make sure that it's not detained?
Well, did you tie your ship up?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say no to 1 gold. I can't promise nothing, but I'll do my best.
An invisible coin floats out of my purse and up to Davy. I'm sorry.
You just
An invisible force carries the
Oh.
coin to Davy.
okay. It's like I literally just stared into the air for a moment. I just got into Davy's mind. Like,
The second time I did that.
like, wait a
But
second.
yes.
I should be speaking.
An invisible
Oh.
force carries a coin from my pocket to Davy, like right up in the air.
Well, that's a nifty trick.
I
Thank
come
you,
with
sir.
many. You're very welcome. Please, is there any way that you can point me to a a local bathhouse or a tailor? I'm in need of a new set of clothes.
As you're saying that, he's putting the coin in his mouth, and he stops and has the gold coin just stuck on his tongue, and then looks. It could go that way. If I sail over there.
I'm just going to
Bathhouse
look
probably
the way
gonna
that he
be
points.
right, and Bathhouse is probably gonna find it in the inn. Hold on.
Is it in?
And he swallows the coin.
My, the love of the light and all that is holy.
Well, that was interesting. Right. Well, yeah. So Taylor.
Going to look back to the party. Look back to him.
Seems our friend Davy has some tricks too.
Well, it was tasty. Anyway, so your Taylor is gonna be right over there in the center of town, right by the arena, right back there. It's kind of
Arena.
just a standalone area, right? And
Ar-
then
Did you say arena?
I did.
Kalea's
Got
ears immediately perk up to that.
Of course, we gotta have some type of entertainment. Actually, you know what? Clearly, you're new here, right? So again, you said Taylor. You got your arena. You can't miss it.
X is gonna start taking notes.
Um, you got your tavern, right? That's gonna be right next to the archery range and the inn. Um, they found after many rigorous studies that drunk people like to shoot bows. So what better way to make more money, right, than to have an archery range right next to the tavern, and then you don't have to walk too far right to the inn. They, these people are real smart, I tell you. Now, um, archery range, right, and then the inn's right below that. Well, close to us. Go about 100 feet. You'll see the building right there. It's a little bit bigger than the most. Now you got your leather worker and your smithy right across the road over here. And he points behind you guys. Um, I'll start pinging actually. I just realized. Uh, right over here is your leather worker and your smithy. They like to yell at each other a lot, so you'll hear them. Then you got your library, and you got your big fancy fellas' houses, and there's some weird kind of alchemical kind of person. Lives off on the outskirts, real close to the arena, and well, says it's easier to get specimens and, and take them back when it's close. I don't understand. I don't really like the guy. Never met him. Just kind of creeps me out.
Can you describe him for me, please? And in the best of your ability, Davy. And Pax is going to give him a very patient smile.
Well, like I said, I never met him. Uh, only ever seen him walking around in a brown cloak. It's kind of weird. Like who gets a brown cloak?
A person that knows what they like.
I suppose. I ain't one to judge, but
Kalea looks at her brown cloak, looks back up.
I mean,
To the point, yes.
I don't mean nothing by it. It's just, I mean, you that's a very nice cloak. This one, it seems like it's kind of, I don't know, kind of like my shirt here, made of burlap or something. Potato sacks. Is that burlap? Sounds like it. I think it's the same thing.
Is Davy okay?
Davy is okay. Davy
No, I'm
learned
not.
his name.
This is Pax wondering. Is Davy of right mind right now?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a natural 12 for an insight check of 16.
Inside check of 16. He's fine. He's in his right mind.
I almost choked right now. You're like, Davy's fine.
If this is the person that the harbor master leaves, I'm not even going to. I'm gonna leave it there. Davy, I thank you so much for your information. And you know what? An invisible force is going to take out another gold for lunch.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. So X is going to look around. Do I see Levi?
At this point, yes, you would see Levi on the dock and heading towards you.
Just walking up the dock with her black aura around her always.
Pax is going to keep a person between him and Levi. Levi, it appears there is a few points of interest in the town, including if I may say so myself, a weird city planning, but that is just me. An archery range near the inn and the tavern, a leather worker that appears to have a feud across the way, a library, big fancy houses, which I assume to be the upper class, and an alchemical person that likes to, if I may be frank, use the bodies or detritus from the arena to fuel his experiments.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And what of. And I open the parchment. And is it a lot of like food ingredients? Like groceries? Is it like a grocery list or is there a lot of other stuff on it too?
A lot of everything. There is a large grocery list though.
Okay, so I drop it down and I look at it and I say, "Is there a well, yes, I'll find everything."
Right. Okay. Well, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to go back to work.
Have a
Gotta
good day,
put this
Davy.
box over next to that box.
Things up and
Hey.
put things down well. Don't forget to not use your back.
I thought you're supposed to use your back. Aren't you supposed to move your neck in a jerking motion as you're lifting?
Not at all, Davy. Spread the word. Have a good day. Pax is going to give a. Basically, Pax puts his hand to his chest and gives a bow, and walks off quite swiftly into town.
I follow or walk beside him, and once we get out of earshot of yes, I'm walking right beside you, Paxus. And once we get out of earshot, I lean into him ever so slightly and say, "Is Davy all right?"
Uh, he's fine. He's just fine.
Yes. Well,
What's that piece of parchment you got there, Levy?
it is a list from Madame Duval. She
Little
needs.
supplies for the ship.
Yes. And I'll unravel it and give a slight glance at Paxus, who's currently hyperventilating.
I'm trying very hard.
And I look upon the list, and I'd like to split everything up between the party. So, well, they need groceries and quite a lot of other things. So we can all make a small quest of this.
I personally need
With-
to
And when Levy said
get.
that, real quick, when Levy said that, she let out this smile that was mostly menacing. Sorry, go ahead, Paxus.
No, you're fine. Axe is going to say, I believe Flicker and I had an idea before we set out into the town.
I'm going to die if I don't get clean very, very soon.
Fair enough. Find me when you are finished, if I'm not finished with the shopping by then.
Lovely. Where would you be? As we walk up to the town, do I see any discernible, I guess, landmarks? Any place that we could say, oh, let's meet here?
Well, discernible landmarks. Pretty much everything he pointed out. It's been paved. Like this is all very perfectly set stone. As you're kind of looking around, you like at your feet just to see if there's like a crack or something. You can tell that every single stone was hand laid and there's millions of them. Um, besides that, it's really just the buildings. Anyone that would stand out would be like the tavern, the archery range, um, potentially the inn, or the arena, which obviously you can't miss. Um, Library even, and then of course the smithy. So there's those are really like the notable landmarks. Um, you know, besides the bathhouse here.
I would say meet us
Sorry,
at
there's
the
the
inn
bathhouse.
once you are done. Or if we can get there beforehand, I would just need to get laundered, please.
Yes, well, I will be shopping for quite a while, so find me or don't. That
You
is
got
up
it.
to you.
Happy thrifting. I'm gonna just keep going.
And Levy, who walks off and just gives a slight wave of her hand without turning around.
Be careful.
Okay. And Calaia, what are you doing? Since Pax and Flick are going to the bathhouse, Levy is going shopping.
I'm going to that arena.
Okay. All right. So if everybody could
Irina.
please,
The arena?
Nothing. Just making a joke.
if everybody could please roll a d20. Actually, roll initiative, we'll say, and we'll just take it from there and see who we jump to first. If I could find my paper that I just had 2 seconds ago. This bag of chips.
Did you steal my pencil? I've been looking for that. Okay.
Maybe.
Now I know where it went. I thought I was going
Did you trick
crazy.
my ginger ale?
Okay, so going down the line, Flicker.
Oh.
And that would be an 8.
Levy.
14.
Paxxus.
Dirty 20.
Okay, and Calaia.
11.
Okay. So since Pax and Flicker are together, they'll go first, and then Levy, and then we'll go into Calaia. So, I no longer need this bag of chips.
Asking for the pencil, not the bag of chips. Thank you.
So, anyway. Pax and Flicker. As you're walking through town, again, you notice it's pretty barren at the moment. Nobody's really outside doing shopping or anything of the sort. You hear the metal clanking from the smithy, and you hear a little shouting over in this direction. You can't really make out what they're saying, but yeah. And then you make it over to the bathhouse. As you walk in, it's nicely dim lighting, very comforting. There's quite a few plants in the lobby. More just like elephant leaves than anything else, in several different pots. And then there's a small desk with a candle on it, and you see just a figure behind the desk. It's hard to make out when you first walk in with the dim lighting, and they seem pretty small. Like the desk is above them, but you can make out like the top of their hair.
Hello?
Hello?
You can't really see you from behind there.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. And you hear like a little cranking, and you see the figures start to boop up inch by inch.
Pax adjusts his glasses.
And you see this dark, very dark-haired woman. Her hair is almost black, perfectly like pinned straight. Comes down about at least farther than you can see behind the desk, um, covering over her front, and she is wearing no clothes. She has got these piercing blue eyes, and she's very tan.
And she's a gnome or a
Uh,
halfling?
as far as you can tell, you're not sure. She's clearly sitting.
Clearly. Um, good day, lady. I am Pax, and this is Flicker. We are currently looking for our mm, to use your fair bathhouse. Who might you be?
Oh, right. And as you get
Making
closer,
eye contact the entire time.
her hair is covering her. It does like cover her front and everything like that. She's almost wearing her hair as a top. And as you get closer, you notice she's a human. Rather tall. Um, and I I I think I'm Veronica.
Book comes back out. You think you're Veronica? Um, well, I think we are going to need your bathhouse if that would be okay with you.
Of course. Um, 17 silver pieces, please.
Flicker, you got the gold?
Oh, by all means, here. And pull out piece of gold and hand it over to the lady.
Um,
Invisible mage hand.
one gold does not suffice. And it,
Two.
and
I,
she's
I,
looking very
Flicker gave me.
stressed.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Here. I'm going to give her some silver.
Uh,
Precisely 11.
Oh,
Or
that's
14, I'm sorry. So that's the price you said, right?
17 silver. Which would be
17.
one gold and silver, 7 silver.
Yes.
Ah, uh, thank you. And she takes one of the silver and puts it in her mouth. Right.
For the love of light. Is this something everybody does around here? Because you are the second person that seemed to ingest my money.
Like mid putting a second coin in her mouth. Uh, if it's not normal.
No, lady. No. We usually keep our purses, side of our person.
Oh. And she swallows. Well, anyway,
Maybe that's why they keep forgetting their names. They won't stop eating the money.
I think it might be lead poisoning. Anyway, uh, thank you. Is there a way that we can get our clothes laundered?
mm, yeah, I can do that. Um, one more silver each. That's fine.
Lovely, lovely. I'm
Of course.
going to give it 1 silver and then just glance anxiously at Flicker.
Here you go.
Baths for menfolk. To the left, down the hall.
Lovely, thank you. I'm just going to just anxiously.
I will be by in about 10 minutes into the locker or into
Thank
the
you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
She puts another silver and just and starts nodding at you.
As soon as you get in the room, what the fuck?
I have no idea at all. At all. There's something probably going on here. They're
You think
eating.
they are eating? I'm not. I came here to relax, and now I'm getting more stressed out. Okay, here's what we do. For the next 20 minutes, not going to worry about it. We're going to talk. We're going to actually get to know each other like normal companions and not just two people cast adrift in a fucking storm.
Yeah, that was quite a
Then,
dude.
yes, that was. I have a couple of notes. But we're going to figure out what the hell is going on here. Okay?
Sounds like a plan to me. I am filthy, and I swear to God, I don't want to be in my own skin right now.
Max is just going to go to the other side of the locker, just get some privacy, and just as he does so, a DM. I don't know if we have the time. He's going to take out mirror and
Um.
actually look how he looks. Just look at himself in the mirror.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So as you look into mirror, um, you see some old scars. You turn around, you see one, the never fully healed, still hurts across the back. Um, every once in a while, you get like a slight pain, but it's not unbearable, you know. Um, but besides that, you look filthy, but alive.
Just going to touch the mirror. We need to talk later on, my friend.
And mirror kind of rotates back and forth, like from the top, like nodding. As
And I'll
like
give you
as
a cleaning
mirrors
as well
nod.
because you look worse than I do. I must say.
The mirror just like hops back for like an inch, just like taken aback,
I I
and then
was
turns
kidding.
back
I
on you.
was kidding. I was kidding. Come on, don't be like that. Come on.
And mirror just goes into the bath.
We need to work on that. I'm just going to undress, get the fucking towel, and follow the path to get to wherever I see or hear the water.
Simple enough. Um, Flicker, is there anything you'd like to do before you enter? And then we'll cut over.
uh, I'm going to strip down, just bare dude, before I take off my boots, and I'm going to summon the door, and right at the entrance of the bath, and jump through it and say, "Here's Flicker," and jump into the bath. Boots
And
not
quite the splash you make.
Oh, let's get to know each other, Paxxus, old buddy.
All right. Uh, so we'll cut that there for a moment, and we'll cut over to Levi.
Okay. Well, I'll start with. I'm gonna save the groceries for last, so they don't get too damaged during the rest of my shopping. Um, so whatever's on that list, of which I. Yep.
Okay. Um. So obviously you see a large amount of groceries, bread and fresh vegetables and things like that. Um. You find a quest for several hammers. Um. Some. I can't think of what they're called. Not spigots. Essentially leatherworking tools like a
Mhm.
toolkit, um, as much as possible. Um, various herbs.
Perfect.
Either things you can find around the area and pick yourself, or like if you find them. Um, it seems more like medicinal
Mhm.
they're asking for. Um, just from the variety of
Yes, I was looking to fill my herbalism kit as well. Herbalist kit.
Mhm. um several actual glasses,
Mhm.
um and plates and cutlery, just mostly things to stock up the kitchen properly.
Mhm.
Um, several vials they're asking for, empty vials,
Mhm.
and a long, like as long as you can get, but at least 10 foot of red cloth and 10 foot of black cloth.
Okay. I know exactly what they need this for. I'm very excited to see the work they do. And yeah, so I'll start with just walking around town, scoping out the area, figuring out where the layout of the town. Um, and I'll start with searching for an herbalist shop.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a investigation check. Be fine.
Okay. 14?
14. Okay, so it's not exactly an herbalist shop. Um, but the closest thing from walking around the center here, um, is that weird person that Davy was describing.
Yes, the alchemist.
Yeah.
Yes, I did presume I would end up here. And I'll start with, is there any windows or anything on this building of sorts?
There's a single window
A single window
on the door.
on the door. I would like to glance inside just to survey it prior to walking in.
Okay. Go ahead and give simple enough. Um, the window is covered in dirt. Um, so you get more glances than an actual visual. You can see it's dim lighting inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you see the cloaked figure just kind of walking around inside and picking up various things, and then bringing them to the back of their, like, through this curtain. Um, and that's really all you can see.
Okay, well, I noticed no one else in here. I'm not quite certain if this is a shop per se. Is there any signs saying it's a shop? No? I'll
Nope.
knock on the door.
And the door.
Can't hear you over Discord. Can't hear you.
Really
The-
nothing. Okay, I was doing a
okay.
creepy door. Okay, I tried. Well, creaking door noise as it slowly opens itself.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I noticed your place and you seem like you may be a good place to possibly find some herbs.
Oh yes, I have herbs.
Fantastic. Is there any way I could purchase some from you?
Sure.
Wonderful. Um, and I'll pull out Madame Duval's list and begin listing off the various herbs she needs or they need.
Um, yeah, they go by. Um, so as you start reading off the list, you realize that nobody's there. the voice is just coming from kind of all around you in just response.
I stand as if I am unfazed by this.
Okay. I have many of those things.
Perfect. And where may I retrieve them from you?
Yes? And you hear scuffling around in the back.
Mm.
And then the curtain opens and you see the cloaked figure and just this orange glow coming from below the hood.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't make out a face. It's just the cloak is pulled fully over. And silently, they walk around, pulling various things off the shelves. Grabs like a small pouch, and you hear glass kind of tinkle around in it. You can assume it's several of the vials. Goes over to the front of the little house shop, next to the door on the left side where you walked in. There's just shelves and shelves of potted plants.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as they pull one off, it overgrows itself, and like the start picking off leaves and certain little thorns, putting them in a small pouch, puts it back, takes another one off, and it miraculously grows, like overgrows. This one, like the leaves and the branches, kind of fall down to the floor, super long. Um, pulls off like two or three of them, and then kind of yanks them, tightening them, and you can kind of hear like a little snap as that happens. And you watch as the leaves just kind of shrink in and wrap around itself, and it kind of snakes that in there.
While all of this is happening, while I watch them collecting all of these ingredients, I'd like to take a glance around the shop or this building and see if I can recognize any magical or religious artifacts, anything that might give me a little bit of a hint as to what this figure is about.
Sure. Go ahead and give me. Yeah. Perception would be fine. Or if you're looking, like you said, specifically for religious artifacts or
Yeah.
anything like that, religion check is fine also.
Okay. I'll do religion. Ooh, natural 17, 19, 20, 21.
21. Okay. So, you're looking around and you notice above, like, so across from the door when you walked in, on the wall, at the top corner of the ceiling, super, it's pretty small, but there's this bronze, almost like oxidized bronze looking symbol at the top corner. Unless you're looking and you realize that unless you're looking for it, you wouldn't really notice it. Um, you're not super familiar with it though. Um, it looks kind of like a sunset almost, on top of a cross, kind of. So instead of think of like an ankh,
Mhm.
actually, but instead of that head at the top, it's like a sunset or half of a sun kind of going down, and there's only three rays coming off.
And I can't piece what religion this may be from.
It's nothing you're too familiar with. Um, you know what? being who you are, go ahead and give me a general intelligence check, actually.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fuck no. The preferred nat one.
So anyway, moving on.
Scratch that.
In fact, you try to remember so hard, you just hurt yourself.
In
You take
confusion?
1 psychic damage.
Do
Yeah.
I really?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Been hanging out with Flicker for too long.
And I'll also gather quite a few of the same healing type herbs, as well as do you carry anything that like hemlock or nightshade?
And this figure just goes over, stays at that wall, and reaches out, grabs one pot, and grabs a second pot at the same time, pulls them off the shelves, and then you watch they put the 2 pots in one hand, take a leaf from one of the plants, the right plant, put it into the left pot, and you watch the left pot suddenly start to grow these purple flowers, dark purple, and starts picking some off.
Okay. And I will fill my pouches individually. Taking my, I have 2 that are a much lighter brown than the rest of them, and I take those and use those for these flowers to have a clear indication of which is which.
Okay, simple enough. They just place them in there.
Okay. And how much will this run me?
The figure leaves and heads to the back. Call it 12 silver, 7 copper.
How's 3 gold pieces? For your excellent service.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I'm gonna take 3 out. And is there a counter near me?
It's not a counter, but there's tables.
Okay.
Like with there's plenty with like papers and things
So
like that.
on one of the tables, I'll take out the 3 and one by one drop 1, 2, 3 to make that clear indication of the sound. I'll leave these here for you. I thank you very much.
Excellent, thank you. Don't come again.
And I step out. Okay.
And as you, what's your passive perception again?
14.
Okay.
Yep.
So.
And I continue the rest of my shopping, but if you want to cut to Calaia.
Yep. Sounds good. Calaia,
Yep.
you're heading over to the arena, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. As you get there, this is beautifully built stone. And it's all smooth. There's no everything that you've been used to, for the most part, has been stone set by stone. You know, like most buildings are. It seems this is just a singular solid stone that was just carved out. Very smooth, no dings, no dents on the outside. Honestly, it just looks like a stone structure rather than an arena. If you didn't know what to look for, there are a couple flags above it, little tiny red flags flying, and that's really the only symbolism that you would recognize beyond somebody telling you. And again, being who you are, you recognize it super, super easily, regardless. But so as you go in, you walk up. You don't hear any cheering or anything going on, really. You get to the steps and you go inside, and then now you're on the inside of the arena. You're looking around. It's completely barren. There is some blood on the sand, and you see several pillars just kind of standing there, just freeform, kind of acting like, um, you know, terrain cover, tactical and strategic decision, like kind of help out type deal. Make things a little more interesting.
As I walk in, a tension that has been in my shoulders just drops with a heavy sigh, and with that sigh, just feels like home,
And
even empty.
yeah, and as you get that sensation again, in the back of your mind, you hear just the roaring cheers of crowds, and you close your eyes for a moment, and it starts to get louder in your mind, and you get visions of your first time at an arena. And then you open your eyes and you see just like the ghostly figures, um, like just kind of fading there. They're of everything that you're seeing in your mind, like all the crowds of these bright greens and whites and blues, like very royal colors, all in the stands, and you hear the metal clashing in the arena, and you see uh, two people fighting down there, blood spilling, and then that dissipates, and you see this tiny little creature come out of one of the gates and start sweeping the sand.
I'm going to call down to the creature. No, excuse me.
What? What? Huh? Am I
Do you
muted?
mind telling me when the next fight is?
And he's like looking around, trying to figure out where the voice is coming from, and holds up the broom just like a little weapon, starts jabbing at the air.
No, over, oh, Jesus, over here.
Ah!
I mean, no harm.
Oh!
Up here, like waves hand slightly.
Oh. Tonight. About 7 hours.
Oh, so long, but fantastic. Thank you. Is it all right if I sit here for a while?
Sure. I'm just, dude, I can, I'm good. I don't know how I feel about people watching. And see his creature start hyperventilating. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine.
Belt
Fine.
run.
Are you all right? I'm not trying to impose on you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
If it helps, I will look a different direction.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you could just turn your head and then your body a different direction, that would be swell.
odd request, but I mean, you're letting me stay, so. And with that, Calaia, like, turns to the right and, like, looks in a different direction.
I'll be done shortly. Don't worry. I'll let you know when I leave. Thank you.
Take
You
your
hear the
time.
aggressive. You hear aggressive sweeping of sand.
Remember, leave some for flavor.
Flavor. Yeah.
And oh my god, what's
Funny
with
joke.
this town? Yeah, so but I'm just gonna stay for a moment, soak it all in.
About an hour goes by. Excuse me. I'm sorry. About a half hour goes by, and right. I'm done. Thank you. Leaving. Okay, bye.
Okay, goodbye. Good job.
Thanks. And then he's just gone.
When he leaves, I'd like to go down into the pit of the arena.
Okay.
And just kind of walk to the middle and look around, reminisce, and practice. Take out my rapier and just kind of practice spar. This is at most at home she's felt in a while.
For sure. And the sand beneath your feet makes you feel so comfortable. You feel you can move better than you have in a long time. Being super familiar with it. The sand is thick, where it might be difficult for most people and creatures to move. You're so used to sands that move and like actually make it hard to move, pushing against you or trying to swallow you, that this is like you could do this in your sleep. This is just comfortable.
If I have a small pouch, I would like to cup up some sand and put the sand into a small pouch and tie it to my waist.
Sure, simple enough.
I got a bag of dirt.
I was just thinking that.
And honestly, I would just stay there practicing, and that's pretty much all Calaia would do right now.
Sounds good. So we'll come back over to Pax and Flicker. Take it away. You're finally in this bath. Again, the bathhouse is, compared to the rest of this city, if you could even call it that, is super relaxing. There's plants, the same elephant-eared plants in each corner of the room. These long troughs of like not necessarily the elephant ears, but these other little ficuses, I guess you could say. Just tiny little plants. There's no color beyond the green. You see, the walls are like this strange stone. They're glossed over. You kind of think of it like tile, but yeah, you can kind of look at it like tile. It has this gleam to it that reflects the water, so it gives off this like bluish tone. And there's a couple lanterns in the room, giving it that dim, relaxing light.
I hear the splash because I assume Flicker gets there before me.
Flash.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right.
Come on, Paxxus.
Okay, I'm here. Okay. Um, just going to take off the towel and submerge myself real quick. Okay, all right. God, that feels amazing.
Very much so. It's been, I mean, I know we were out at sea and everything, but there's nothing like a good, warm bath.
Yes, that and freshly laundered clothes. I've been feeling quite I think the term is crunchy recently.
Oh, you and me both. You remember when that mud, like, hardened on myself? I'm washing all that off as we speak.
Yes, trying to get some of the salt brine out of my hair. Um, to that effect, Flicker. There was something I would like to talk to you about.
Oh, go ahead and steal.
Um, firstly, um, what is your purpose on this voyage? I know that I personally am looking for my master, but do you really seek the for the betterment of the plains out of the goodness of your heart?
Well, that's the story all in itself. Well, at first, this is where I'm from, so I'm home again.
Yes,
What
you
what
made
was
that
that?
clear.
What was that other plane? Ravnica, I believe.
Eh,
Yeah, I got there when a few years ago. Um, Something happened a while back, and I ended up in another plane because of repercussions. Bleh, repercussions. And I've been stuck there, and then all of a sudden I get summoned to where everyone was meet. Then we get jumped, and boom, back home again.
These mm, wow, that sounds horrible. And quite. I feel that you were a ship tossed at sea in another way, shape, or form. And no,
You're a funny one.
I do try. N- Now this other plane. Do you remember the name of it?
The other plane, Ravnica, right?
Oh yes. I thought that you were referring to another one.
Oh no, no, just the two.
Um, these repercussions. Should there is there something that we all should be worried about?
Er, it's only happened one time, but probably be on guard. Just I don't really between you and me, Pax, and I feel like I can trust you for sure.
Definitely. Adjust glasses.
I technically, for lack of better terms, blew up, like exploded.
I'm sorry. Were you?
And
Oh, I'm sorry. Never
no,
mind.
no, no, no. Um,
Um, Pax leans in, very intent. Excuse me, you conflagrated.
yes, I got very angry, I guess you could say, and lost control for a moment, and that's how Red and I ended up in Ravnica for a few years.
Pax makes a gesture in just very nonchalantly, and in the locker room, his book starts writing notes. Um, do you know? Is there any other indicators in which you would get to that point?
Well, unless you're gonna slaughter a family of um mixed genasi on the run from being enslaved and stuff for their powers, then probably not. Not
Come
as far as
again?
I
There's
know.
that's something that happens.
Well, the old crew I used to run with, they were not the very best bunch. Pick your friends, right?
Hmm.
And we were pillaging a village, and it was supposed to be no kills, cleaning out. And some of the crewmates got a little wildly and decided to pull swords on a family of mixed Genasis. And being a Genasi myself, irked me the wrong way. And for disobeying orders, they slaughtered them in front of me. And I got very angry before I walked the plank and blew up.
Now, how did you survive if you blew
I
up,
have
as you say?
I have no idea. When I came to, I was on a beach with Red licking my face, trying to wake me. And I wandered and just kept living in the wilds from town to town. Ravnica is an odd place.
Yes, it is a mixed bag, definitely.
That's my story.
Now, what was, forgive me if I ask a few more questions, but what was the island that you washed up on?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't really remember most of the names. I was just more of a go where I can go.
Do you remember your people, the Genasi?
Not really. I was more of a wanderer. I kind of took off at a young age, being pirate and all, rebel, comes with the whole bag.
Oh, this is also fascinating to me. Sorry if I seem that if I'm prying too much, but
Oh no, of course. If I'm gonna be your captain, then I want my crew to trust me.
X is going to give you a look. Which brings me to my next question. If I am to call you Captain, I wish to know, or I wish to be assured that you have all of our best interests in mind. Ergo, I need you to stop putting my ship in unnecessary risks.
Well,
Grug and I had things well in hand off of the ship. You did not need to send aid our way. The ship in such disrepair, and trust me, I know, repair it. Do not think that doing such things, especially, how you say, keel hauling it, would probably have ripped it in half. So, if you're going to
got
put my
gotta admit, it
ship
was
in
critical.
risk, yes, absolutely. But if you are going to put my ship at risk, please do so with all of us in mind.
Make a fair point. I just was out of ideas. Gonna make it up as I go.
That is why we are there, Vicar. We
So you
each
were in the
have.
water.
Yes, very true. Very true. But if everybody tied themselves off, nobody would be in the water.
Well, yeah, make a fair point.
It is first and on the list in storm preparations. Nautical section, subsection B of chapter 2.
Well, I'm glad we have you on the ship, that's for sure.
Again, I just need to be on the ship. You catch my drift.
You really are a funny one.
I try.
I give you as much as reassurance as I can. As your captain, I will put the crew first.
He's that effect. Tex is going to lean back and just look at him, like uh, elbows on like the edge. Need to get drunk tonight. Would you care to aid me in this?
It's been a while since I've had a good tankard of something.
I need to eat something first. Pax looks away. I it's not going to work well if it goes on an empty stomach.
This is true. This is very true. I've lost a lot of stomach fluids. Let us let's enjoy the rest of our bath, and then we'll find everyone else, and hopefully we don't have to do any godforsaken shopping. I hate shopping unless I want something.
I need I need a tailor. I need one badly, Flicker. So very badly.
We'll,
Pax is going to go underneath the water just so he can just hold his breath.
we'll find everyone. We'll get you that tailor, and let's get fucking drunk.
Pax is just gonna nod. So I'm sorry, I can't help but say this. He bursts out of the tub. Well, what do you think is wrong with this place? I've been thinking about theories this entire time, and Pax actually just puts his hand to the side, and from 60 feet away, DM, can I summon my notebook?
Yeah, I mean with Mage Hand, I believe. Is Mage Hand 60 feet or 30 feet?
Because of what Pax is,
Right.
it's doubled.
Okay. Yeah. So 60 feet, and the lockers are like 15 feet away. Like it's not far. Like it's so the locker area, or cubby area we could call it, is literally like right next to the bath. You just go through the doorway, and then there's about 10 feet to get to the bath.
So an invisible force just brings the book to me, and it opens up to a page that it was already writing on, and you see possible theories. I think that it could possibly be their diet or what they possibly do on a daily basis. Maybe if the water supply is contaminated slightly.
Well, that Davy fellow said there was that weird guy doing experiments or something, right?
That is another one. Thank you, Flicker. Or maybe his experiments affect the town themselves, or there's something at the arena happening to everyone because it's that's one place they frequent, or the inn, or the archery range, which I really want to frequent. Actually, I would like to check that out. It sounds
Been a while
actually
since I
fun.
used my bow.
Yes. This is actually getting a little lukewarm. Let's go.
I agreed.
We are going to make our way through. If our laundry has been laundered at this time.
Okay. So, as you make your way, you step on a trap and both explode, because I swear to God, if you do that again.
IDM.
I'm just kidding. No, yeah. So you get back to the little cub area, and your clothes are sitting on the bench, nicely folded. Um, they're wet but clean.
Take it. Um, as we exit,
Can
just
I?
going to
Can I?
my dad glasses and cast detect magic, and he's going to have that up for the next 10 minutes.
And can I try to produce flame to dry our clothes
Yeah,
without
simple
like
enough.
burning them?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could easily control the heat, so for sure,
Oh,
simple enough.
Dicker, that definitely comes in handy. Thank you.
Neat trick. I love it so much. It kind of sanitizes everything as well.
That's what Taishar talks about prestidigitation, but I think he's a little bit too obsessed with it, or do with that crutch of magic.
Somewhere, Taishar's eye is twitching.
I hope it is Master. Please be alive. Anyway,
So, um, You cast detect magic, you said? Or on the glasses, you ping glasses.
Yes. You.
Okay. There is nothing magical in the area. At least that you can see. At least in the bathhouse, nothing that you can see.
It is going to be up for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Bye. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good day, Veronica. I
Yeah.
think.
I think.
So disconcerting.
So, as you leave, make you step on your way out, down, well, technically to the east. I gotta start rotating the maps properly. So anyway, so towards the dock area, down that direction, then over towards the tavern. Um, at this point, the sun is starting to hit the horizon. It's not dark yet, but the sky is burning. You can say. Okay. With that, we'll cut to Levy.
Okay, well, I presume around this time, I will have finished up my shopping.
Yeah, simple enough. Unless you want to RP anything.
I'll return
Yeah.
everything on the list that I could find to Madame Devant and give a
Okay.
slight bow. Walk back into town to find everyone else.
Um, as you lay out and hand everything to them, you see this beautiful, wonderful smile come across their face, like just genuine, pure joy, um, at the sight of everything, and they take out the cloth, and it's almost silky. It's one of the finer, or some of the finest that you were able to find.
I hope this will suffice. I found the finest cloth that I could.
They rub it against their face. It's perfect, darling.
Yes, I will be stepping my way back to town. If you need me, you know where we'll be.
Will we be home for dinner?
I think perhaps we'll be staying in town tonight as much as I will miss your lovely cooking.
Very well.
I hope you
And
have a wonderful night.
we shall. And they get like an almost slightly offended look, but at the same time, they're like, I kind of know, like, you can kind of see the curiosity, like maybe I'll take a step out into town and
So
try some of the local cuisine as well.
as I'm getting ready to step out the door, I stop and just slightly turn my head to the side, not looking quite over, but almost looking over my shoulder, and I say, and by the way, I have been told there is a gladiator style arena here. I thought that may remind you of home a bit.
Madame and Jeremiah just get this childlike glee across their faces. And then that glee turns to a devilish smile, and then you just see their eyes darken. And then Madame Devant grabs Jeremiah's hand, stands him up. They kiss and leave the ship.
Okay.
They've essentially, like, they try to walk ahead of you as quickly as possible. With Jeremiah's walking,
Yes, and
as they
I
get
do
up to
take
the deck.
I do stop for a few paces to allow them to get ahead of me.
Yeah, and you see once you get up to the deck, you see that Jeremiah has taken Madame Devant in his arms, and almost a bride and groom like style, and they're holding on to his neck and just snuggling in. They're just so happy, and in the blink of an eye, they're gone.
Yep. And I get over to the dock and walk through this town, and I'm starting to notice a pattern with strange behaviors, I'm sure, as well, throughout my shopping.
Yes. Yeah, everyone that that you did meet started eating the coins.
I speak none of this, but I will head to the tavern, as I am going to presume that is where this group of pirates will be meeting. And yes, and as I'm walking, I would also like to take note of where the library is.
Okay. So when Davy had pointed out,
I was not there for that.
Oh.
But from my shopping.
Yeah. Okay. You would be able to presume the same thing. The over here,
Okay.
next to the gates of the fort itself, um, out front, very tight up against that one guard tower, is just it. It looks different from every other building. You know, it's a little bit taller, but also thinner and round, which
Okay.
apparently is the universal symbol for library. So
Yes, naturally. Okay. And I will take note of that and walk to the tavern. And do I see anyone from my shipmates?
yeah, at this point you would see Flicker and Pax. They would have arrived already over there since you went back to the ship and everything was taking place. I imagine Calaia would have also been heading there at this point, but we'll hear her in a minute and see what she's doing.
Okay. Well, when I walk up to them, good evening, gentlemen.
Ahoy there.
How was your shopping?
Well,
Why are you so nervous in front of her all the time?
I
That's a story
smirk.
for another time.
I'm beginning to notice some strange patterns amongst the people here.
Oh,
Tomorrow, after we are fully rested, I will be going to the library. I saw some strange symbols in the alchemist shop that I would like to research.
Paxxus had a theory he might be the one behind things if he's doing experiments and whatnot.
Think we should probably go inside and speak about such things.
Oh, you're probably right. Did anyone see where Calaia went off to?
And that's where we'll cut to Calaia. So Calaia, would you still be in the arena? It would
Yeah.
be in about an hour's time total that's elapsed at this point.
Honestly, she would
so-
have probably lost track of time, so it'll take her a second to like come back to that she's not home. Like she's would be very absorbed in doing that because she feels at home. So it'd probably be like you said, it's when it starts turning dusk and it starts getting dark, that's probably when it would she would snap out of it.
Okay.
Like when the daylight starts going away where you can't, she would probably look around. So I don't know if Madame Devant and Jeremiah would have showed up while she was still practicing.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Okay.
Well, part of the reason. Yeah, so you actually, As you come back out of it, you take a quick look around and realize, again, like the sky is starting to burn and sun's going down, and you look around and you see the very familiar fingers, fingers,
Oh,
figures,
those fingers, I know them well.
um, of the slender, tall Jeremiah, and the very homely, wonderful Madame Duvant, just sitting in the stands watching you. And they have like these little bags, one little pouch that they're kind of sharing. You can't tell what they're eating, but they keep taking one out each and feeding it to each other as they're watching you, and they're just giggling away.
Oh, didn't even realize anybody was here. Sorry, got a little into it, I guess you would say.
It was magical. It was wonderful to watch. Feels like home.
It definitely feels like home to me. I'm gonna be sad to leave this place.
Understandable, but I'm excited. Perhaps we shall see a fight. Perhaps maybe we'll fight ourselves.
They told when they came to clean, I was told that there was going to be a fight in about 7 hours, so you only gotta, I don't know, I assume I've been here for about an hour, so 6 more to go. I'm excited myself to see how they fare.
And without blinking, without a second thought, it almost and just creepily in sync, the two of them lick their lips very quickly. Just
I take it you like arenas,
we like
or
the
is it the
sport,
fight?
darling. The blood, the death, the murder, the killing. There's nothing like seeing and or feeling the life being taken from someone or something.
I can't wait till hopefully you maybe see where I'm from. You think this is amazing.
Oh, my dearest. I look very much forward to it. We look very much forward to it.
Yeah, what's great is there's not even just people where I'm from. These reptiles kind of small compared to what I'm used to.
Interesting. I would love. Okay. Before you go, darling, tell me about this. These lizards, these creatures. And you can kind of see them like slightly biting their bottom lip in anticipation.
I mean, a mouthful of teeth, wings for days, tails that can knock down armies. Many different kinds. Their breaths can take out entire villages. They're beautiful and powerful.
You mean dragons?
If that's what you call them here, that's where I'm from. There's dragons everywhere. They're amazing.
It's been an age since we fought a dragon.
Well, you'll have fine pickings if we ever
I
get
long
to where
for the
I'm from.
Oh, I will make sure of it. I promise.
Well, with that, I feel like I should go find everybody else. I didn't realize I was here so long. You got a few
thanks.
hours. Perhaps you guys can spar each other in the moment. Kill some time.
Kill, you said? Yes, of course. Perhaps we will. Good, run along, darling. We don't mean to hold you.
Have a
Thank you.
great night.
We shall see you later.
And with that,
And they raise.
I will sadly start leaving the arena.
And as you do, you see them stand up gracefully together, hand in hand, and raise their hands together, holding you, and like this, they're twisted around each other, and just standing there for a moment. It seems very awkward, but almost like they're in a trance of a dance in some way. Like there's just something. It's definitely a side you haven't seen of them. There's just something odd about it from the outside.
It was cold.
She'll
I
probably
was thinking that the whole fucking time.
she'll kind of cock her head a little bit and save me a seat for the next fight. I'll be back.
Of course.
And I will head to the tavern.
Um, so when you would arrive, the other three would already be. Would you be outside waiting, or
Inside.
would you have gone inside? Gone inside at this point? Okay. Um, so when the three of you go inside, there's just a single person behind the counter. Very well trimmed black hair, kind of slicked back, and kind of burly. Clean shaven. Again, these bright blue eyes. Rather tall, about 6'2", probably the tallest person any of you have seen here. Human, a little bit paler than the others. You can tell he doesn't really go outside too much. Take a seat.
Question, DM. The two,
Yeah.
actually.
Mhm.
On the way here, would Detect Magic have picked anything up?
What's the range on detect magic?
Forgive me if I'm wrong, I think it's 30 feet.
30 feet. Let me double check that just to make sure.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Mhm.
At 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. On the pathway there. No. No, it wouldn't.
That's my first question. My second question,
Okay.
does everybody have the same blue eyes?
Give me a general yeah. General intelligence check to see if you've picked that up, or maybe perception. Retroactive perception's fine.
Perception. With Laughter's die, it's 21.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take a seat and just continue to write in my book.
I'd take a seat as well.
I'm going
Glance
to show
around as
everybody
well.
what I wrote in my book. Everybody has the same blue eyes.
Well, the plot thickens.
Hopefully they have a good soup. Hi, yes.
Hello there.
We are new into town.
I can see that.
We are in search of food. What is your name?
My name. I think it's Davy.
Davy. As Flicker kind of laughs, does Flicker laugh at that?
Flicker laughs.
Just going to look at him. Davy works at the dock. What
Oh.
would you call yourself?
Perhaps I'm not Davy.
You look like a
Steven?
Bert to me.
Ah, perhaps I'm Bert. Call me Bert.
But can you tell me
Oh,
what you did this morning? I'm just trying to get the lay of the land. I'm a traveling photographer.
Oh, we don't get many of you around these parts. Oh, how much of that tobacco leaf? Hmm. Well, this morning, what did I do this morning? Well, I woke up, I filled my pipe, I smoked that pipe, I ate a meal, and then I came here. And I've been cleaning all day, preparing for the night.
Lovely. Do you have any dishes that you would recommend? And the strong bottles of something that would get me inebriated.
Well, we don't have much in the way of food. We have enough.
Going to
It's
raise an
enjoyable.
eyebrow.
We have
Oh,
it's a stew of meat and potatoes and whatever vegetables we can find. Generally, and sometimes I don't tell anyone this, but I put just a dash of nightshade in for a nice little kick.
I'm just going to smile. How about just 2 bottles of something strong to start us off? Please, dear Bert.
Of course, would you like something dark or something darker?
darker.
Uh, what he said.
What did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Darker.
Coming right up, and you see this, but as you're taking a view of it, there's only two large casks, like extremely large. They take up the entire size of the wall behind him. Um, and he goes to the right one and opens the tap. Um, and this thick, dark liquid comes out, very thick, into these wooden mugs. Perfect. There we go. Are you sure I can get you food? Do we have bread? It's quite delicious. I ate it
I will
myself.
take some bread. I would love some bread, please.
Yes, I'll have what they're having.
Bread.
Bread and bread water.
And what?
Just
Okay.
just a few loaves, for sure.
Doesn't seem very filling, but as you say,
Some cheese would do as well.
And butter
cheese,
if you have any.
butter.
Paxxus just starts to just sink into himself.
I think I have a wheel of cheese. Um, I don't have any butter. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, if the nightshade is, I do know that it's a poisonous plant. If that's what's turning you away from the stew, I can make a batch without that. It just gives a kick, and it's not enough to kill anyone.
As he's talking, I'm going to lean back just a small bit and throw my head back ever so slightly, squint my eyes, and I'd like to try and get a read on him.
Okay, go ahead and give me an answer check.
6?
Being genuine, as far as you can tell.
Okay, well, that's it.
Okay. Right. Well, bread it is then. Then he kind of looks a little sad, um, going to the kitchen and getting the bread, but comes back and hands out a loaf for each of you.
Wh-
And
when he walks into the kitchen, I'm gonna lean over to Pax. I'll have this whole town named by the time we're done here.
What does that even mean?
Well, there's Davy, and now there's Bert. And if we find any other more fellows without names, I'll name them. And then they'll have names.
You do not find anything wrong with that?
It's just a little fun before we figure out what's going on.
Then I'm going to glance at Levi. Levi, have you noticed anything weird?
Yes, quite a bit. And I'm going to tap my chin just a bit as I sit there. And with my skills with herbalism, I'm going to be thinking of effects that nightshade could have even in small doses, as well as any concoctions that may make people suffer long-term memory loss that may have nightshade as an ingredient.
Also, is Calaia with us yet?
yes, Calaia would be walking in and sitting down with you.
Okay, I was getting anxious. Sorry, Pax was getting anxious.
And Kalea's demeanor is much lighter than anyone's ever seen. Like, she's excited.
Excellent. Okay, go ahead and give me a nature check.
Okay. I do not have proficiency, but because I am using my herbalism, I do get to add my proficiency.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to gesture over. Calaia, please pull up a seat. They're a packed house.
17.
It doesn't seem packed in here at all.
Okay. And then so with the 17 on the nature, now go ahead and give me a medicine check. You can also add your proficiency to that
Okay.
because of the herbalism.
Was a joke. Please, they have nice water.
13.
13. Okay. So nothing off the top of your head that would cause long-term memory loss with concerning Nightshade.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the food, you wanted to investigate like if
It could possibly be something that's being added to the food.
oh okay just what they're eating, so you want to
Like
see if
what
like anything that has
concoctions
to do with
could.
their memory.
Yeah, exactly. Like if somebody
Okay.
added certain funky potions, and considering they're using the nightshade, what's going on here? What kind of concoctions could be added to food, like different plants and everything, that could cause effects that we're seeing in these people?
So the Nightshade, if enough in one dose um was put into food or something like that or a drink, um it could start to cause memory loss. um but it would have to be a decent amount, like there's like, we'll call it like 4 tiers of Nightshade poisoning. Memory loss would be like tier 2, and that would be a decent amount, but obviously not enough to kill you. But yeah, there would have to be a decent amount in every single serving of it, and they would have to eat quite a lot of it every day, at that same dose.
Now, if somebody was to make perhaps a tincture of sorts, using nightshade and adding it to brews. Now, we all know in taverns, people typically drink far more than they eat. So, in those doses, would that be possible?
Yes, if there was nightshade in the brews itself, um, even if it's just a little bit, the quantity that
Yeah.
or the quantity that people would be drinking, yeah, it could essentially have that effect over time.
Okay. And I'll note that as I consider pondering to myself.
I will say with that nature check though, and since that's essentially what you're looking for, um, as you take a look at the brew in front of you, you can't pick out any nightshade in it, just visually. Um, most things, when especially if it's a tincture or put into it, it'll have a slight purplish hue from the leaf.
Mm.
Um, even though like overall it's generally tasteless and colorless usually, but when it's combined with so with that you'll know that when it's combined with certain other ingredients, it'll give like a purplish hue, like it'll give it that color. Um, you can't pick that out in this.
Okay.
So it's not like the nightshade has been stimulated in any way, if there is any in this.
Okay.
Okay.
And everybody, you just see me sitting there, lost in thought, as conversations are happening around me.
Does she do that very often?
I don't know. How about you ask her? I'm just going to continue to slowly sip.
Are you with us, Levy?
Yes, I was just jogging my mind. And I'm gonna glance around. And is the owner or the person working at this place terribly close?
No, they're back behind the counter. Like if you're muttering amongst yourselves, that it's not like he's really paying attention.
Okay. So I'm going
It's
to
more-
lean in a bit and say, well, prolonged exposure to nightshade can cause long-term memory loss.
And how do you think that is being administered?
Well, it has been admitted that it is sometimes added to the food. It's possible it could be dosed in the brews. Though,
What?
though, I see no signs of any in what we currently have.
How about you lead with that next time? It came out my nose.
Hex, didn't you
God,
just
does
take a
it
bath and
burn?
now you're covered in beer?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Watch where you're spraying.
I need some more bread. Sorry.
But this is only one piece of the puzzle. I've not known it to change eye colors.
Or make them eat money.
Yes, some strange behavior can be had, but not quite enough to this full effect.
Oh, and
They
I do.
literally shovel that shit down their gullets. It's very odd.
I'll continue pondering for any more.
Which really makes me repulsed and both, how you say, intrigued to see what the rich people would count themselves.
Oh, I
I'm just
kind
going
of
to continue to eat bread.
I look a little taken aback by you saying that and make a very cringed face as I think about that. and really take that all in.
Has anyone asked why they're eating money? Has anyone asked them?
They apparently assume this is normal. At
Oh wait, here, let's pay the guy. Bert,
Yes.
here for our consumptions. How much would that run us?
I'm gonna take out my book.
Hmm. Um. I don't know. 12 copper? Nah. 9 copper?
Oh, here you go. Pulls out 9 copper.
Would you rather a silver with that? And I know the exchange.
Sure. I
Takes
appreciate
back
that.
9 copper.
And he takes the silver and puts it in his mouth.
Now, does that taste fairly well to you? And how does your esophagus deal with like the mass and the weight going down the gullet?
I thought too bad. Hold on. Well, it's not too bad. Um, ah, mm.
Now, how does it feel when that comes out the other end?
I mean, by the time that happens, it's mostly dissolved or
Mostly
Digested?
dissolved.
digested.
Can I make a um
Poop check.
insight check, a poop check?
Pax's mouth is just hanging open.
An insight check on like never really physically touched them or anything. Can I make off if they're like even human?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an insight check. Or that would be more of an investigation or nature, probably actually.
Can I give him any type of advantage?
Are you proficient in either nature or investigation?
Give me a moment. No idea. Actually, something tells me Pax would be good at investigation.
They are both intelligence, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have.
Yes, I am proficient in investigation.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do an investigation check, you would have advantage. You could give him advantage. That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
If you jump up and down, do you sound like a coin purse?
That's what I'm wondering.
Guys. The low one was a 6 or a 8. The high one was a natural 20
Nice.
Lollipop.
Nice.
or a 22.
He's a human.
Carter.
They've all been human.
I don't. Again, I don't know if it's more disconcerting, or not.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, I was hoping he would be like some type of android or something. I don't.
Honestly, a part of me was just like, no, I don't have I don't have a butthole. I have a slot. So like,
Ding, 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 ding,
Is
ding,
the
ding.
barkeep just watching them have this conversation?
Still standing there. Yes.
Did he start jumping up and down?
Yeah. Yeah. He starts like kind of wiggling himself, and
Does he sound
you
like
don't hear
a coin
any.
purse?
No, he doesn't.
Ah, damn it.
Bert, can you tell me, um, I was
Yes.
told by Davy at the dock that there was a upper class rich person's homes there at that direction, and I point.
Yes.
Uh, can you tell me what they're like?
Well, Well, the reason I clean all night, or all day, and prepare for the night, they're boisterous. They're um happy. They
Do they too feast on money?
do they what?
Do they too feast on money? Gold pieces?
No, no,
No.
no, they don't.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, they only come during the night. It's much more of a nightlife city. You'll see people wandering around soon enough.
And I assume they stay at their homes, yes?
Yes, of course. Where else would they stay?
I'm just wondering if they would, get drunk and stay at the local inn or pass out in the street. Again, they are boisterous.
Yes, yes, but they're. How do I put this? I suppose their internal clocks help them. It's more of a reflex rather than intelligent thought to get home. If that makes sense.
And they only come out at night?
They do.
I'm going to look just like I'm just head turn flicker. um I think we
Remember I said
should
that.
go.
Like leave port.
I think we should go.
I smirk and throw my arms behind my head, kick my feet out, and say, well, I'm quite enjoying this place. And I'm
Um
very fascinated in this arena.
I'm down for the arena as well. I mean, and I'm pretty sure Calaia doesn't want to get back on the ship just now.
um I'm Max is going to start shoveling bread and cheese in and starts down
He seems
his
to have
his drink.
enjoying the land.
Can I get another one bird, please?
Of course. And he brings one over.
Hey Bert, how much longer till the arena starts?
Oh, I
Arena.
can tell you that. I just spent time there.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, is that where you ran off to?
It felt amazing. And
Well-
how long have I been at the tavern? Would we say about like half an hour now? So like 5.5 hours till.
I'd say this has been an hour
Okay.
where you guys, all of you have been together. So I'd say it's closer to like 3.5 to 4.
Okay.
I before the barkeep walks away, I say, before you leave, if I could please have a glass of what everybody favorably orders. The house special, I believe they call it.
Oh yes. Sure. And he goes over to the left cask.
Thank you. I'm quite intrigued by the culture here. And
Yeah.
Yes.
No problem. They most people tend to favor the regular dark. Um, simply because it just takes a little bit longer to get drunk.
Hmm.
But then of course you have yours soldiers and everything. They're just weary and bored, so they want to get drunk as fast as possible.
Hmm.
And they tend to
Here,
favor the
here.
darker. Yeah, precisely. But the rest of the locals, we all prefer the regular dark. And he comes back over with a glass.
And is that the same
It's
one?
not as thick.
And that. Oh, okay. So we're drinking the extra dark, and this is the regular dark that he's bringing over.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not as thick, but it's still pretty dark. And as you take a look at it, again, there's no purplish hue. There's nothing like that.
Okay.
Tell me
TM,
what you. Yes.
was there any type of magical thing that happened when he ate the coin?
Magical thing?
Yes.
Nope.
And that's as far as I'm gonna push my detect magic for the first casting.
That's fair.
Go back to stuffing my mouth with bread methodically.
For what it's worth, if these, I'm assuming, basically nobles, show up, I could perhaps help. Where I'm from, I'm considered, and she says it with distaste, noble myself. So I know how to fit in with that crowd.
Royalty on our ship this whole time.
I'd prefer not to think of it that way. It's more of a hindrance than anything.
Well, by all means, Your Highness, I will not bring it up.
Glares at Flicker. If you could not say that again, either, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. So, around this time, you notice that it has gotten dark out.
Can I
The
just?
oh yeah.
I was just going to take a good long look at Davy and just honestly assess to see if they have any puncture wounds on their neck and or possibly would be charmed in any way.
First off, his name is Bert. Okay.
Sorry,
Give him the
Bert.
respect he deserves.
The newly named Bert. It's his birthday.
Yeah, man, I put a lot of thought into that.
um. So you're looking specifically. Yeah, get investigation would be fine. You don't necessarily have to touch it. You've been close enough, so go ahead and give me investigation. Did you die?
I will poke him with a stick.
Frick. Sorry. I was on mute that whole freaking time. I said I was rolling from the phone. And
Oh.
I'm gonna send you what I got.
Okay. I await your roll, sir. Oh. That is a 23 for all you viewers at home. So with a 23, there are puncture wounds on Bert's neck, slightly covered by a collar. You also can picture back to Davy and Veronica. They also have puncture wounds on their necks.
Going to grab Flicker by the collar. We need to get out of here now. Those nobles are vampires.
Vampires, huh?
Vampires, you say?
It
Levy
seems
looks
Paxxus here is just
amused.
afraid of some vampires. We just faced a giant T-Rex thing in a storm. I'm sure we can handle a few vampires.
They're vampires. They're multiple. They're more than one.
What say you first, mate?
Levy cracks her knuckles. I think we can take a few vampires, Paxxus.
What say you, Calaia?
I'm intrigued. I'd like to
Let's
speak
just
to
sex
these
into it, see.
vampires.
I'm sorry, Paxxus. You told me to put the crew first, and the crew says we stay for some vampires.
And Paxxus, for what it's worth, you're more of a warrior than you give yourself credit for. Channel that again.
I
With that
guess.
being, with that being said, the door to the tavern opens, and this pale figure walks through with bright blue eyes. And that's where we're
Blah,
gonna
blah,
kind
blah,
of
blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Oh God, the fear in Pax's eyes right now.
For what it's worth, Calaia would have maybe thought differently, but she, like, her adrenaline is so high right now just from, like, feeling that. So she's just like, no, I don't want to leave.
totally fair. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a fun RP session for sure. Um I'm really enjoying all these sessions up to this point. This is you guys are a great group. This is fun. That being said,
Couldn't have it without you, DM.
I try.
Oh, absolutely not. Thank you so much for the time and effort that you put into just giving all of us, well, at least me, I can only talk to me, anxiety.
I do feel like Pax's homebrew should have been a paper bag. Just saying.
A paper
It does the
bag.
breathing for him.
A paper bag with a half cast of calm emotions. Like it almost gets you there, but
Right?
not quite.
That would be beautiful.
Remember your
Just
breathing
eternally on the
exercises.
precipice of calm.
It's the 559. Oh, breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, breathe out for 9.
We'll write that on the
It
side for
resets
you,
the whole
Pax,
system.
so you don't forget. We'll write it on the side of the paper bag. I swear to God, I'm gonna find a paper bag in this session. I'm gonna do it.
Again, I
Uh.
feel like I'm the only one who's just like, oh, there's a red flag. Oh, that's a red flag. There's red flags here.
Levy's like, oh yeah, red flags.
Oh,
Oh
Pax,
yeah.
you didn't even know there's red flags all over the arena. You would love that if you're looking for red flags.
I believe Madame Duval is crafting up a nice red flag as we speak.
They are odd. I like them, but they are odd. I wonder how long they were watching me train.
I see you've seen their true cultists come out.
Yes, and they were eating something and licking their lips. Again, kind of odd, but I'm not from here, so perhaps normal.
They're not from here either.
Yeah, they like the arena.
Yes, it's very reminiscent of the ones we had at home.
I have arenas all over my home.
Blood sport.
Fantastic.
Everybody loves a good blood sport.
Practice call.
Ain't nothing to fuck with. All right. All right. So that being said, thank you all very much. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. For those of you that actually, yeah, no, I know. Is that still current or did that pass? I apologize. I'm just not versed in that. Unfortunately, I will do better and I will learn that. But if it has passed, I hope you had a very happy Hanukkah. If it's still current, I hope you're having a happy Hanukkah. Just happy
Marcus, at
holidays
least
to
enjoying-
everyone. How about that?
Hopefully you at least got the day off work. We can at least hope that for you, because felt.
Yeah, at the very least. But yeah, seriously. For anybody celebrating any holidays going on currently, happy holidays from all of us. We love you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Actually, we might Let me check the calendar here. Okay, no, we will have session next week. Wasn't sure if that was New Year's Eve, but that does fall on Friday, so we're good to go. So we will pick this up next week. Probably the same time, same place. Maybe it might not be the same place. Maybe I'll move my table back a little bit. I'm not sure yet. So, but yeah, so I'm just dragging on at this point. But thank you all very much. We love you, and as always, stay natural, you nerds.
Stay natural, you nerds.
Stay natural, you nerds.
It's about that time! So we can break it. That's what we'll do. Every year we'll just we'll all pitch in and get him a nice chair. And then by the end of the year he has to have smashed it. Yeah. So we can get the next one. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.